Welcome everybody, my name is Michael and today we are discussing about the news. Turkey is in the news yet again. Earlier they were because of a bad reason and now there's also another bad reason. But anyways, yes, a founder of a Turkish cryptocurrency exchange got away with $2 billion USD in investor assets. And for that, the Turkish government is not too pleased. Yes, they have decided to arrest 62 staff of this Turkish cryptocurrency exchange. So my name is Michael Kubera. I already said that. Let's get into the news. Let's roll the intro. And thank you for joining on today. When the markets are a little bit rough, it's choppy waters that we're sailing on, but that's all right. If you're a believer in Bitcoin, everything's going to be okay. If you've been around through a few bear markets, basically if you invested in 2015, 2016, you kind of already know what's happening. Long-term bullish sentiment, most likely a dip, probably everything's going to be okay. And even if it's not, we're still profitable, right? So before you panic sell, maybe just wait a little bit. All right, intro. Before we get into the news, I just wanted to announce that we have hit over 800 subscribers on my personal cryptocurrency channel. We post on it daily, so if you're still not subscribed on over there, and if you are a longtime subscriber on Kubera, I'd encourage you to go check out my new channel. Link, as always, is in the description below, and let's get into it. Thodex is the local cryptocurrency exchange that has been accused of fraud. Around 62 people were detained, and arrest warrants for 78 people were found out. So they're still going to be making more arrests, and these 62 so far have been detained in 8 provinces. Out of those 78, we know that one, the main guy, is missing. Yes. So it is proposed that maybe he went to Albania, maybe he fled over there with approximately $2 billion US. And either he flew to Albania or possibly Thailand. And if you know both of those countries, Albania is, well, they have quite a reputation here in Europe where, yeah, first of all, they're the stolen Mercedes capital of the world. It's a poor country, although I'm sure it's beautiful for tourism and there's plenty good benefits to living in Albania. If you look at the bad side, the corruption there and the police aren't likely to care because there's a lot of scammers that are based in Albania. And if you look at Thailand, that's where a lot of expats would love to live. They dream about it. In some ways, the law over there is very strict, but in other ways, external factors like what happened in Turkey, what happened in Europe, they don't really care about that. So probably if you have billions of dollars, you're going to be okay. The Thodex website went dark after posting a mysterious message saying it was suspending trading for 5 days on Wednesday because of an unspecified outside investment. Yes, we see where this is going. It's a rug pull. Turkish security officials then released a photo of Thodex. There we go, Mr. Faruk Fatih Ozer. He is the founder, and he was going through passport control at Istanbul's airport. He was heading on an airplane, and then bye-bye. He's gone. So the location that he went to is unspecified, although officials believe either Europe or Southeast Asia. And others said that Thodex shut down after running a promotional campaign that sold Doge coins at a big rebate, but it did not allow investors to sell. Oh boy. Yes, this reminds me of other exchanges that have pulled similar stunts. Unfortunately, in cryptocurrency and unfortunately in the real world, this will always happen. There will always be criminals, and always there will be scammers who are looking for a quick buck. And even though cryptocurrency is not as anonymous as many people do believe, there is one thing. If you're living in Turkey, where there's a lower cost of life than, let's say, in Germany, in the UK, in Australia, in America, Canada, all this stuff, $1 billion is a lot in America. $1 billion is a lot in Turkey. $1 billion is a fortune. That's it. You don't need any more money in Albania or in Thailand, or there's over 100 countries that you can go to where $1 billion is a lot, but these countries, you can buy off everything you need. You can buy off the judges, you can buy off the politicians, the police. For example, you could probably go to Ukraine and get away with this. Some people have fled to Belarus, although it's much stricter over there. There's plenty of countries in Southeast Asia, in South America, and Africa. They may not be the safest of countries in certain cases, but throughout history, such as the Germans fleeing to Argentina, certain scammers fleeing back to Russia to avoid the US clawing back their illegal gains, there will always be countries where if you have $2 billion, you can live out the rest of your days on a beach. I think Albania has beaches. There we go. Yep, Albania has beaches. Thailand has beaches. You are set. Now, of course, whenever I see something like this, I wonder if it's the full amount. I don't think so, because the news likes to always report that it's an amount much larger than it really is. For example, in Ponzi schemes, yes, if you lose $200 million from 1,000 investors, that $200 million is gone. But most likely, in order to gain investors, the founders, the scammers, would have to use funds from that $200 million to attract these new investors. And if you're looking at 1,000 investors, maybe only 100 were there from the beginning and 900 had to be attracted in waves. So out of that $200 million, what you might have left after paying out certain investors, $20 million, that's it. You might have $10 million, you might have $50 million, depending on the scheme. In this case, it's a little bit different because it's an exchange, so there wasn't really promise that, hey, there's guaranteed profits. It's just where you would go to deposit your cryptocurrency, trade a little bit, and then hopefully withdraw. This is one of the reasons, if it's a sketchy exchange, if you live in certain parts of the world where there's still not that much regulation and it is still the Wild West days of cryptocurrency in your country, I'd be wary of keeping your cryptocurrency on exchanges for too long. Even with the largest exchanges, I'd be wary of keeping huge dollar amounts on there. So it's always good to cash out to a cold storage wallet. But in this case, $2 billion was stolen from 391,000 users or investors. The victims are panicked, a lawyer was quoted. Well, obviously, they're panicked because they lost all their money. They are lodging complaints at prosecutors' office in the cities they reside, and that's why all across Turkey these arrests have been going. This is huge, right? This is a big, big deal for the police, for the government. It doesn't look good. Also, Turkey has had some stances against Bitcoin, against cryptocurrency. So obviously, they're very interested in trying to catch these criminals. Prosecutors launched an investigation into the businessman on charges of aggravated fraud and founding a criminal organization. Oh, that's a hefty charge right there. Thodex had launched aggressive campaigns to lure investors. It had first pledged to distribute luxury cars through a flashy advertising campaign featuring famous Turkish models. Yeah, when's the last time Binance wanted to give me a Ferrari for investing on there and using like Gigi Hadid to promote them? I don't really recall that happening, or with Coinbase. There's certain signs, if something's too flashy, that it's a scam. They're trying to get as much money as quickly as possible, so it's an exit scam. You had this a lot on the darknet. The platform then launched a Dogecoin drive, which also garnered more attention, and more investors wanted to get in because Dogecoin was pumping. And yes, if you had Dogecoin and you bought it early and were able to actually sell it, you would have made a lot of money, because certain people made 10x, some even 100x. But unfortunately, if you can't sell it, you lost fully. So that wasn't that great. The Turkish cryptocurrency market remains unregulated despite growing skepticism from President Recep Tayyip Erdogan about the safety and use of digital currencies. So Turkey's not that, it's not the worst country in the world for cryptocurrency. I mean, you can look at India and some other countries that want to ban it outright, but Turkey's not got positive stances on it. Wallets can be stolen or used unlawfully without the authorization of their holders, the central banks warned last week. Well, wallets can't really be stolen. They can be used unlawfully, yes, but you can't really steal a wallet. You can phish somebody into giving you access as a hacker, so you're able to then withdraw the money. But you can't really just hack into a wallet. You can't just steal it. That doesn't happen. I don't think they fully understand what's going on. Most people who lose money through cryptocurrency unfortunately did a very noob mistake. They were phished. They clicked on a link that wasn't supposed to be clicked. They were giving out very sensitive information on a public forum or to someone who they didn't know through WhatsApp or through email. Maybe they left their computer logged into while they went to the bathroom. I mean, there's a lot of these cases, but the same thing can happen with normal banks. In fact, more people lose money on a yearly basis to identity fraud than cryptocurrency wallets getting hacked. Of course, there's significant risks, as the Turkish government also says, associated with cryptocurrencies, but that's with anything, with all speculative assets. You go into the stock market, of course there's risks. You buy government bonds from a failing or corrupt government, yeah, that too has risk. So with the website being down, with many staff members being arrested, users can't even log in or withdraw their funds, obviously, because the funds aren't there. The hot wallets have been depleted completely. Now, what's funny is the founder actually reportedly debated on giving himself up to the authorities or ending his life, but then he fled the country because that's probably the more logical options. He said to Bloomberg, both of those options meant clients' funds would never be retrieved, so I decided to stay alive and fight, work and repay my debts to you. The day I repay all my debt, I will return to my country and give myself into justice, except that's not happening. In addition, Turkey's Financial Crimes Investigation Board, MASAK, has reportedly blocked Thodex's bank accounts, so not that there was probably much money in there. That's it. A few 100,000 traders aren't able to access their cryptocurrency. $2 billion is a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, compared to the $2 trillion cryptocurrency market, it's just a drop in the water. So what can we learn from this? Always do your research on whichever exchange you use. Keep your money in a cold storage wallet. And probably the founder is going to live out the rest of his days doing whatever he wants. Honestly, with $2 billion in Albania, he's going to be able to live a peaceful life. Sure, sometimes he might look over the back of his shoulder, but if he pays off the right people, he's not getting caught. There's been so many scams, actual scams, where sure, this is a big scam as well, but there have been even larger Ponzi schemes that have been even more illegal since they were scamming from the very beginning. Maybe this exchange's whole goal was to start scamming from the beginning, but it did technically operate as an exchange for a while. And those owners of these Ponzi schemes never got caught, certain of them. Others weren't as lucky, such as Bernie Madoff, which died in prison not too long ago. Although his case was a little bit different because he stole $64 billion, of which, of course, that $64 billion was never recovered. So that's today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Check out my other channel. Leave a comment down below what you think about this, what you think about scams. They're kind of ruining the reputation of cryptocurrency, but there's always scams everywhere with the US dollar, with euro, with fiat currency, with gold, with gems, with everything. Just have to be careful not to fall prey to these scammers. And that's that. Have a great rest of your day. Don't panic too much in the markets. Everything's going to be all right. Have a good one. See you guys in the next video. Bye.